Hello and good afternoon. So today's video is going to be a little bit different than usual. Drum roll, please. Dun dun dun. I bought a boat, and I'm going to be doing some little DIY projects on it. Figured I should record some content and take you guys along with me. So it is a Gregor. It's 15 feet long, and it came with a motor, trolling motor, fish finder, a couple batteries, life jackets. The trolling motor is a 55-pound thrust Minn Kota Edge with the foot pedal. I kind of already started yesterday, and then I realized, hey, maybe I should record some content. I ripped out this front deck. It had a latch, it had this bottom piece, but I just ripped it out. I haven't really done anything else. My plan is to rip out these benches. I'm going to take this out today, take out these benches, those benches, and clean it out, sand it, and I'm going to attempt painting the inside. Now, I've never done anything like this. This is my first boat, so it's going to be a fun little project. It is freaking cold. I mean, today's December 15th, and it's freezing, so it's kind of perfect timing for me to get the boat dialed and ready for the springtime. So we'll see how it goes. I'm super excited to get it going, and we'll see. And the big reason why I decided on this boat is because of this motor. It is an electric start Suzuki, 20 horsepower. He showed me receipts from when he bought it in 2024. So, I mean, this thing alone is worth the money that I paid. But we'll see how much work everything else is going to turn out to be. My big hang up right now is making holes in the hull, but this fish finder mount thingy is just going to get in the way, you know. So I'm going to take it out, and I'm going to figure out a way to patch these either with JB weld, maybe aluminum brazing rods, and do like a ghetto weld job. I don't know, but I want to get the boat dialed and get it out on the water. But before I do that, I'm going to do some projects on it. So yeah, see how it goes. Also, something different is I'm using a head cam instead of chest mount. So we'll see how the video turns out. I just figured the chest mount might be bad. Alright guys, the battery died while I was just taking out a couple last minute stripped bolts, but here it is stripped down. Absolutely filthy, which is expected. I mean, the boat's from 1980 and it was parked outside with no cover. I just hope no leaks or any surprises, but got it stripped down, and I did the unthinkable. I got holes. Got it all stripped down. I just tried sanding. Look at this. One of these bolts, where was it? Right here. It was impossible. I was like getting super frustrated, but I got it out. Lord willing. A lot of them were stripped. A lot of them came out super easy. I was actually concerned about taking the rivets out. I thought that was going to be the hardest part, but it's pretty easy. Drill a hole through them, hammer them through. So we'll see. So next is pressure washing, cleaning, prepping for paint, and then I'm going to paint the inside. Alright guys, so it's dark out, so I have a janky headlamp, so bear with me. But this winch, pretty rusted up. Also, I don't know if I showed it the other day, but these leaf springs are also pretty rusted up. And these. So I'm gonna get them changed out. The springs haven't arrived yet. However, I did get a bunch of this stuff. This is the winch, I believe, the Amazon special. I checked different stores, checked Amazon, compared different prices and ratings and weight ratings and all the above. So, this is the winch. These are the hubs, the whole hub assembly. Also from Amazon, because what the heck, why not? I did check different stores, and Amazon was cheaper, plus these are galvanized. A lot of stores have just regular hubs for more expensive than these were. And again, it's just a trailer. Here's the tires, nothing fancy. Just some trailer tires from the internet. Oh, I know what this is. So this is a tray for the trolling motor, recessed tray, so that when I'm standing up front, where does it go, like this? I don't know. Look at what else we got up in her. Oh, good thing I didn't cut that too deep. This is the carpet. Carpet for the benches and shit like that. Alright, so what my plan, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to record, but I was measuring out the benches. So my plan is to have a middle hatch, 2 solid pieces on the side, potentially build some type of wall in between so that the storage will be neat. We shall see. But right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these pieces. so I'm not entirely sure the last time that I recorded me doing something on the boat, but the boat's not here. It's getting some welds done, and for the last 2 days I've been painting these things. Well, not painting, but coating with this. Waterproof, seals out water, whatever, urethane. So I did like 2 or 3 coats on one side, 2 or 3 coats on the other. What's taking the longest is you have to let them dry in between coats. So I did some earlier today at 2 o'clock. It's about 8 now. I'm doing another coat so it could fully cure before the morning. And if I have any of this left, I might do even another one. I don't know though, I'm laying it on pretty thick, so we'll see. But what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's been a while since I've put the GoPro on my head, and I don't know when the last time I made a video. I think I was making these waterproof, which I hope I did enough layers, but we'll see. It's my first boat project, so it's all a learning experience. For the last couple days, I've been building the frame. First, I kind of measured everything out, and you can tell I obviously didn't measure it perfectly because some of them are a little bent. Some of the legs aren't fully flush, but once I rivet into the benches, I'm gonna push down all the way and then rivet in. So it will be pretty solid. I mean, I've already walked on it, and now I'm doing the front, which the front is gonna be a test and a half. Oops, because, excuse the air compressor. So I was gonna say the front is gonna be a test because there's a rise. The back bench I lined up with the very bottom rib. I don't know if you can tell. You know, I wanted it to be as close to the bottom as possible, so I lined it up with the bottom rib. This one, if I lined up with the bottom rib, it would be a lot of rise to the top and start out super low. So instead, I'm starting on this top rib. It's gonna give it more support, and then no rib up here, but it's gonna be a minimal incline. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm just framing it out. I'm building it so it's ready to go. The paint finally arrived yesterday, which that's, as far as the boat and attaching stuff, that's the next real step. But the subfloor was giving me anxiety, if you will. I was like researching so much, not knowing what to do. So I wanted just to frame it out, be confident that I'm ready to put it in, and then I'm gonna sand and paint. But today is coming along more smoothly than yesterday. Yesterday was a learning experience. I've never done anything like this, but it's been fun, so I'm gonna keep at it. Check it out. There's freaking aluminum shavings everywhere. Make sure you guys have one of these and have some safety glasses somewhere, because the first day when I was just cutting the aluminum, I wasn't wearing a long sleeve shirt. I cut myself. I learned the hard way. But anyways, guys, that's an update. Hello and good morning and Happy New Year. Today is January 1st. It's almost noon. It's rainy and I'm back in the garage working on the boat. I haven't been recording much just because once I really get into the groove of things, I don't want to have to worry about the camera on my head. So far I've painted it, framed out the bottom floors, framed out the benches, wrapped them in carpets. I got recessed pedal here. I took it out because I was measuring out the inner frame. I'm gonna have a battery here. And yeah, so what do I have left to do? First of all, heal my carpal tunnel, which that's a different story, from freaking cutting and drilling aluminum with the janky drill. It's a lesson that the right tools makes a huge difference. But either way, today I'm going to, also another lesson is these had self-adhesive on them, and I knew that. For some reason I was working too fast and I lathered up the middle bench with carpet glue before, you know, sticking it on, which realizing I didn't need to do that because the rest of these I didn't use any carpet glue and the self-adhesive is good enough. It'll do. Anyways, what I'm gonna do today is build out the inner box. So I'm gonna make a from thinner plywood, a box that'll fit in the hatch, and then because I want to close off the sides to put foam in here. I put those brackets in there just testing stuff out, but I'm gonna put either angled aluminum on the sides, or I might just throw the box in there straight up. We'll see. That's kind of how it's going, you know. I'm doing a bad job recording videos, but I'm super happy how it's turning out. Oh, I also need to sand and paint this one more time because I only did the first couple coats and it's running in a lot of spots. And while I'm like measuring frames and putting in the floors, it gets scratched up. So I want to paint it one more time, coat it with the clear coat, and then finally rivet it in. So yeah. Okay, so stuff. Initially I was thinking to do more aluminum framing and build these out of aluminum, but it's so dang expensive and I had this scrap plywood laying around. So I'm gonna coat it in urethane and just build boxes like this and pop them in here. The benefit is it's gonna be easy to remove. They're not gonna be riveted. It is heavier, but it's cheaper. So I just cut them out. I left some space for the marine carpet. I'm gonna coat them in urethane, let them cure, wrap them, and then lock them in like this. I'll have the battery back here on one side. Gas tank will be back there. Plus the rest will just be storage. This will be storage. And then the battery up here. So yeah, coming along. And then I'm gonna put pink foam in the sides, which there's mixed reviews about having foam in the boat, but I'm not gonna use the pour foam. I'm gonna just shove the squares in here, cut them to the side. So it's gonna help with sound and flotation, I don't know. All right guys, so here's some updates. Upgraded the trailer with a new coupler. This one was like rusted to shit. Also the jack was rusted. I don't really like this wheel that much. The other wheel was better, it had treads. So we'll see. I mean, I'll leave that as is for now because it's brand new, but I might change that eventually. Also, new hitch, 2,000 pound weight rating, spare tire mount, and new leaf springs, new wheels, tires, and new hubs. All of this was pretty much rusted. I also was going to change these U-bolts, but the ones I bought didn't fit. Went to the store, bought other ones, they also didn't fit. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to leave them. But maybe next winter I'll replace that and new bunks. But as far as the trailer is concerned, it's ready to go now. I mean, it was ready to go. It's a solid trailer, but now I got these upgrades done. Next, I don't know, I haven't been recording videos all the time, but I'm working on the frame for the front deck. So these cross members right here, these supports, are going to fit under the lip of the bench and fit right into a channel on the side of the boat. So it's going to be reinforced by the actual hole, it's going to be reinforced by the actual bench, and it's going to be screwed into the plywood to give it more support. These are going to run alongside the trolling motor pedal box, and this is going to run along the front. And similar thing is that this is going to sit on ribs. These tips might sit on the rib, or I might wrap them in extra carpet to get them to sit on the rib, just to give it more support. What's going on here? Oops. So this I'm not done yet. I'm going to put one more similar board on that side so that the hatch has something to sit on. Plus, you can see there's a board there. Oops. A board there. It'll give this whole bench more support. Again, reinforcing the casting deck, because I'm going to be up here fishing. I don't want any play. I don't want any wiggle room. The floor is basically done. I'm going to buy aluminum on Monday or Tuesday and cut it out. Hopefully I don't screw it up. It was kind of hard to measure the curve. So if you see here, there's like a little gap. I'm just going to have to plan for that. I'm going to basically draw on the aluminum up to here or so. And then I'm going to draw a straight line from there maybe to here. We'll see, because I want it to go flush against the wall. So I'm going to cut that aluminum. For the insides of the benches, I am building hatch boxes. So my plan was to make them out of plywood and wrap them in carpet, which I got the sides, I got everything curing. Where's the other one? Yep, it's there. Which I made the one for the back. But when I put the battery in, it was like straight flush with the top, like way too close. Even this is pushing it, right? But I have a little bit of room, so that's a good thing for multiple reasons. I was going to use this, it's an old street sign, for the back and just leave it there to put gas tanks on. But instead I'm going to use it as the bottom here for multiple reasons, because it's skinnier than the deck that I cut, or the box that I cut, so I could fit the cables under here really nice. And with the battery in here, I still have plenty of space to the bench, so I could put a little tray under here, which I plan on doing, a small little battery tray, and the hatch top will fit no problem. So since I used the street sign for this back box, for the gas tanks, I'm going to use, bear with me, some plywood, which I coated in polyurethane. Actually different polyurethane. I found this that I finished some old chairs with in the past, which I wonder, I maybe should have used this on the benches in the deck, because last night I was just pouring it on, and then I rolled it out. I'm letting it cure though. So I cut those out for these back sides. 1, 2. I might put something under, I don't know, but just to have it look nice and not have the gas tanks straight up on the floor, I'm gonna put them like that. So yeah guys, it's coming along. I gotta finish the boxes, finish the frame. Also I'm gonna paint and clear coat the inside. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so right now I've been suffering with this front deck.
but I just want to be super confident that it's going to be sturdy. And the subframe boards that I measured, for some reason they're not fitting like I wanted them to, but I think I finally got it. If you can see, it's probably hard to tell, but those two are resting on the rib. There's one going to be under here resting on the rib. Let me try to take it apart. I haven't screwed anything in. I have one screw just kind of as a placeholder to see how things would fit. So I'll take it apart just to show you guys. It's gonna be like this. So right underneath, they're all resting on the actual boat. Well, not on this side because all my weight was here, but once I bolted in into the bench on that side, bolted into the bench here, those tips are going to be resting on the actual hull. Also, for more stability, if you can tell, these sides are going to be jammed up in here. So I just did some like ghetto holds just so it wouldn't fall apart. But those sides are going to be jammed up against the hole and then bolted in along with the plywood. I might have to make new holes. We'll figure it out. But also this thing's going to be screwed in, which I think I should make it more flush so that way I could bolt these two together, and it's going to be supported by the bench and all of these supports. Anyways, I hope you guys get the point. This is not professional. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I've tried different layouts, and this seems like it's the most sturdy with using the least amount of wood. It's working. I don't love it. After battling with the blades, with the tools, with the aluminum, it's in here, it's sturdy. I walked on it. I messed up royally, as you can tell. Kind of embarrassing, but it'll work. You know, this side I cut too much, that side had too little, or whatever, you get what I'm saying. I had too much, I took off not enough, and it was scraping. I had it flipped this way, and that's why it scraped here. I ended up taking the angle grinder, which, again, this is probably not preferred. It's probably not the safest method, but I used that to shave off a little bit off the edges there. So now I got the big piece. So this big piece is, what's the exact length? Let's see here. 40 inches by 48. So 40 by 48. I need it to be 48 by 39, so I have to take an inch off. Hopefully I could do a freaking straight line this time. Take an inch off this way, and then the sides I'm gonna have to curve. So let me think again. Let me make sure. So if I start out, it's gonna be like this way, curve up a little bit. So we'll see. All right, so the camera stopped recording for some reason. I don't know, something's happening with the battery or the memory card, but I cut it. It ain't perfect, but I walked on it. It's sturdy, and yeah. I mean, I have a big gap up there, which is probably good to install it. The big gap up there is not good. I definitely screwed up a little bit, but it'll do. Once I get everything riveted in, it's gonna fit good, or it'll fit good enough, I should say. So Yeah, cut the aluminum, got the floors done. That's the most, that was the biggest part of this project in my opinion. That was the most intimidating for me because I've never worked with aluminum, plywood, and paint and stuff. I mean, I've done different things with, but aluminum, it was a learning process. But I got it cut, I got it fit, and we're gonna see how it goes. So now I got to sand, paint, clear coat, bolt everything in, rivet things in, and go fishing. So yeah, stay tuned. Also, the garage is toe up. Like I got aluminum flakes flaking off of me, so I need to clean this shit before the wind does damage. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm gonna sand and paint again because I got scratches, I got runny paint. So I'm gonna clean it out one more time right now. It's got dust and dirt and scratches everywhere. So I'm gonna do one more sand and paint and clear coat. So let's get to it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So all my GoPro batteries were dead, so I didn't record myself sanding it, but I sanded out, not perfect, but a lot of the areas where it was running, as you can see right here. And then I vacuumed it and wiped it, and we'll see. I don't know. I sanded it, but hopefully it doesn't still run there. As you can tell, all these spots were clumped up. It's still back there. It's kind of bad, but I'm gonna hit it with another coat. So I sanded it, air dried it, vacuumed it. I was doing it out here, but this is straight up in the sun. I don't want to paint in the sun because it's gonna dry too fast and it might not adhere correctly. So which one did I already start? Oh, definitely this one. So I'm gonna start on the benches because this one's almost empty, and then with the new can I'm gonna go around the top. Alright, you guys, I hit it with the second coat of the day. So this type of paint, you're allowed to recoat every hour. My plan was to do 3 or 4 coats basically until I ran out of paint, but I'm not happy with it. There's still, let me see, this side is a little bit better. Let's see here. Kind of hard to tell. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but there's still some spots that are like runny. So I don't know. I'm debating letting this dry for 24 hours and then sanding it harder. I think I didn't sand it enough earlier, but I didn't want to take off all the paint. I just wanted to kind of level it out. Now I'm realizing I should have sanded it harder. So I think I'm gonna do, like I just said, is let it dry. There's definitely some areas that need work there. Let me see it from this angle. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna let it dry and then sand it with sanding block it by hand, because the orbital sander is just kind of random all over the place. You can't really control exactly where you take off, and I want it to be straight. So can you guys see this here? I don't know, it's hard to pick up, but the point is it's runny there. This whole side is pretty bad. That side, not that bad actually. Actually, maybe it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so yesterday my plan was to finish painting, and that did not happen. There was a lot of areas that I was not happy with, like runny looking paint and stuff. I believe I showed it on camera. And today I sanded it with 3 different type of sanding paper, 3 different grits, and I don't know, hopefully I didn't make it worse. Maybe I should have waited another day, because some areas weren't sanding, like maybe the paint was still not fully cured. I don't know. And at this point, I don't really care, honestly. I just want to finish painting it. I still have to do clear coat. I still have to attach everything. So I'm gonna just leave it as is. I just wiped it down. I'm letting it dry. There's still some areas I just keep sanding, and it, no matter what I do, I wonder if it's the primer that was running. Because like there's these runs right here. Can you guys see that? And we'll see. So I just wiped it down with a little bit of alcohol and water. I might wipe it down one more time just to be safe. Let it fully dry. And then I'm going to start painting it until I run out of paint, basically. Because it is what it is. It's a fishing boat. It's going to get beat up. It's not going to be perfect. I'm not selling it. I'm not living in it. I'm just going to use it to catch big old fish. So it is what it is. Alright, you guys. Just getting impatient. So I'm not recording every time I'm coating it. But I've probably done 4 or 5 coats. And I'm not waiting a full hour. Did more research online, and it says you can do it between 15 minutes to an hour for these coats. And it's getting dark, so I busted out the headlamp. But it's actually looking better than I thought. I didn't think I sanded it good enough, but I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep going, maybe 1 or 2 more coats, and I'm just gonna finish up for the day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here in my garage, and as I've mentioned, I don't really know what I'm doing. This has all been a learning experience, and it's not perfect, but it's a fishing boat. It's gonna get beat up. I'm gonna take it to the delta, to the rivers, to different lakes, and I'm gonna use it for fishing. So it's not gonna be perfect, because the paint has been drying now for like 3 days, but I can tell some spots are glossier than others, meaning I probably sanded down some areas and then didn't put enough paint on the others. I don't know, but it's gonna have to do. It's been like 3 or 4 days, and I want to hit it with the clear coat to protect it from scratching, or at least try to protect it from scratching, and then finalize bolting everything in. Everything I read online though talks about painting and clear coat in cold weather and not to do it. And today it was a low of like 33 degrees. How cold is it right now? 38 in Antelope, and it's almost 9 a.m. which it's not freezing, but it's still pretty cold. So I put this puppy in there. I mean, it's working, but I don't know how long it's gonna take. I should probably cover it. I'm gonna take this. All right, you guys, so here's a little update. I covered it with plastic to keep it like a little sauna up in here. Well, first I used the blower. I blew out all the dust. Then I vacuumed it very fast. I didn't do it stupid precise. I just kind of did a quick through, and then I wiped down the main areas that are going to be visible with some alcohol. It says 99%, but there was actually like this much left, and I filled the rest with water, so it's probably like 30% alcohol, and I don't know where the cap is. Either way, I cleaned it out. Now I'm gonna let it warm up. I got the 2K clear coat in the house. So my thought process there is to get it to room temperature. Maybe I should also put it in the sauna, but the laundry room, the dryer's going, so it gets hot. Also, the heater heats this room up fast. It's a small room and it's toasty in here. It's like 68 or whatever. So I'm just gonna let these kind of get to room temp, because that's the other thing, is not only not spraying in cold weather, but also making sure the paint is not cold. And I wonder if that has something to do with why my paint wasn't precise, or my paint wasn't dialed, because I wasn't paying attention to the outdoor temps when I was doing primer, when I was doing the regular white paint. But it is what it is. Like I said, it's a fishing boat. I just want to get it done. I want to get it out on the water. I don't know if you can see, the water is steaming. So I'm gonna put the paint in here prior to using. But I want to start painting. I don't want to keep waiting. I've heated this up for a bit. It feels warmer to the touch. You know, up here it's probably hot because the blow dryer is more intense heat. It feels warmer. I mean, it ain't perfect, but what am I gonna do? Wait until July? Nah. So let's do the dang thing. All right, y'all, we're recording. So believe it or not, I'm already bolting shit in. So I got foam. It's not glued in or anything, just loosely in here to help with sound and whatever else they say. I don't know. Who knows if I should have put this. I put it under there. As you can see, it's ghetto. I don't love it. I did buy countersunk rivets, which I overpaid for them on, what do you call it? Tiny Boat Nation website. And I don't like them. They're a little bit short. My 1/4-inch rivets were much thicker, so I was using them. So I hope the floor goes on okay. I'll see. We'll figure it out. But I just wanted to show you guys real quick what these sides look like, because they're going to be underneath the screwed in piece, and then this is going to be on a hinge in the middle, and there's going to be a support bar supporting. So let's screw this in, and I think I'm going to call it. I'm tired, man. The floor took me out. I was really frustrated there for a bit. All right, y'all. Now it ain't perfect, but it's honest work. It's my work. It's solid. It's gonna be sturdy, but it's definitely not perfect. It was a learning experience, to say the least. It's my first time doing it. It's coming together though. Finally got the floors in. I got foam under there. I got foam in the sides. Got foam on top. Now I just gotta put the hinges, screw in the front decking, and these hinges, plus these supports. And then I'm ready to rock. All right, you guys. So now that the floor is in, it ain't perfect. I mean, you could hear, I mean, it'll do. I'm just gonna be fishing. Now that the floor is in, the benches I've started, I'm gonna go buy some more bolts for the crossbars. But I'm right now adding additional support, because I'm gonna have the batteries up here. So when I bought the boat, there was a deck here, but if I put that in with this big battery and the deck that I want, I don't have enough space to close, so I cut out the middle section, and I'm just going to use these sides as supports, whatever they'll do. And then in here I'm doing rivets so that the old battery can have some support also. That'll do, pig. That'll do. All right. Next, I'm gonna finish the decking. Let's see what happens. All right, you guys. So here's item number 6047 that I didn't think through was the transducer cable. I should have ran it under before I bolted in the floor. Now I'm realizing I didn't do it, so I'm about to heck, fishing line. I'm about to try. I just tried, but it keeps getting stuck somewhere inside, so I need to figure out a way to make it rigid. This might be the way, for at least for starters. So my idea is to wrap the, whoops, never mind. Wrap the cable around here so that it doesn't get bunched up. Does that make sense, people? I don't know. We'll find out. Oh, shoot, I keep breaking it. You get what I'm saying? So just kind of like wrap the cable a couple times. There's probably a better way of doing this, but I don't know. Like that, right? So it stays rigid and doesn't get bunched up. And then once it, will it work? Now where's the other metal piece? Hopefully. Ladies and gentlemen, it worked. All right. So that's that. The power cable will go up through. Let's do the same area. Or the transducer cable. That's better. I think that's better. It ain't perfect, but it's better. There's a big gap here, small gap there. Whatever. It'll do, folks. It'll do. Bart'll do. Almost stripped every single bolt today. Freaking weak ass screws. Hopefully they stand up to the test of time. And even if they don't, could always get new ones. Alrighty, inching closer, guys, inching closer to completion. So alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm not sure the last time I recorded was, but believe it or not, I'm going fishing tomorrow on my boat. Today is January 17th, I think. Hang on. January 18th. Tomorrow's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so offices are closed. Decided I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna have a battery back here. I'm gonna have tackle and whatnot up here. Maybe some extra tools. I got trolling motor battery being charged right now. This is going to be the fish finder battery, charging it next. Navigation lights and stuff for when I launch before light. What can I say? I mean, not much to go over that I haven't already went over. I upgraded some parts on the trailer, and right now I'm gonna put on the registration stickers so it's official. Is it perfect? Probably not, but it'll do. Half an inch off. I hope not. But hey, we're legit. We're locked in. All right, y'all. The motor is on. I didn't put the transom saver on yet, but I'm going to before I leave. So the transom saver is gonna go, I'm gonna lift the motor up, and it's gonna take the weight of the motor onto the trailer, not the transom. So it's just to help the life of the transom, even though this is a new aluminum transom, and it can definitely handle this motor. It can handle up to 30 horsepower is what I was told by the guy that fabricated it, but I still want to take care of it, so I'm going to use the transom saver. And here we have the fuel station. That's my main gas tank. It's 3 gallons. This one says approximately 2. I'm bringing a backup fuel. The lake I'm going to tomorrow is not a big lake, but it's good to have just in case I want to get into the habit of being dialed, if you will. In here I have my motor battery plus ropes to tie off on the docks, first aid kit, extra clips and clamps. I have my life jackets, more rope, WD-40, some tape, basically some storage. In here I have baits, plastics, that type of stuff. Down there I got a Harbor Freight toolbox, an emergency oar that's telescoping. That little clamp that you see right there, it's actually, let's pull it out. It's actually a navigation light for if I launch in the dark or stay fishing until the dark. I have something similar that's red and green that clamps onto the front. And then up here, ow, hit my head on the garage opener. Anyway, up here we have fish finder, trolling motor. I am charging the battery, so the main trolling motor battery is going to go there. Fish finder battery is going to go in here, and we gonna fish.